impact that high school students have on each other a lot of times greatly impacts your academic success in high school. The kinds of people you're friends with, your ideal educational environment, and your motivational stride in wanting to be the most academically successful student all share impact of peer pressure. Hello, good morning, my name is Catherine Hansen and I'm going to be talking about effects of peer pressure on high school students. My research question is, in what ways does peer pressure within high school students in the United States diminish academic motivation? Well, in short, peer pressure leads to illegal behavior. Overachieving peers will lead to discouragement in students, which will make them give up, and when efforts in school is observable to peers, they tend to avoid the social penalties. To introduce, peer pressure leads to illegal behavior. Given that students are more likely to drink and smoke if they are surrounded with influence, Yiling and Guang state that during the unstructured activities, the presence of peers as an appreciative audience increase the probability of committing deviant behavior. Same goes when driving. Adolescents are more likely to make dangerous moves in the presence of peers. When connecting these two ideas, we can correlate that their exigence is the common thought of wanting to fit in. As you can see on this statistic provided by Preeti Vankar, the percentages of students who have mostly A's and currently drink alcohol is 24.3%. And out of the residents who have D's and F's and currently drink alcohol, it's 51.6%, which is more than double. And of those who currently use marijuana, the respondents who are failing have 4 times the percentage who use marijuana compared to those who have mostly A's. In the College Board provided stimulus Through the Tunnel, the author shares a story about a little boy who faced a clear example of peer pressure. It states that he dived and they watched him, and when he swam around to take his place, they made way for him. He felt he was accepted and he dived again, carefully proud of himself. Using selective words, the kid just wanted to fit in and was harmlessly just trying to connect with the older kids, even though he was unknowingly putting himself in danger. This can relate to real-world examples and can happen when certain behaviors outside of school are seen as cool. Now, in reality, most kids might get jealous or discouraged about their own abilities. In a College Board stimulus provided about Simone Biles, it states that you do not hear professional athletes admit to their pride being hurt. No matter if an athlete, worker, or students, the pressure of being the best and seeing others achieve your goals can hurt the mentality and motivation. This can connect back to how students feel when schools and teachers provide a really competitive environment within the classroom at school. Now, some may believe that peer pressure is a great way for students to learn how to push themselves. Even Jane Jerome states that students may rely on other students to learn academic concepts. But Eric Hanishek states that tracking in schools likewise has yielded mixed results and presumed that tracking is bad for achievement. This could lead to an unhealthy school environment, distant relationship between students, and burnout. One overseen aspect of peer pressure is when efforts in school are observable to peers, students tend to avoid the social penalties. When academic efforts are publicly displayed, it could lead to other students creating assumptions about a person. Leonardo Berti states that in a non-honors class, sign-up was 11 percentage points lower when decisions are public rather than private. This can make some students uncomfortable, and students tend to push themselves when they're in a more independent setting. Adding on to this statistic, Bernstein also states that when offered honors classes, the student was twice as likely to sign up if the results were private. There are many cases where high school students who feel, though, if they change their academic stride towards trying to achieve more, they would get judged by their peers. Now, is that on the student for being friends with the wrong people, or is that on the people of being being a bad influence and pressuring them. But that's the problem. Now to my limitations, solutions. Some limitations are that there are a small majority of students who generally do better under the pressure of a competitive environment. A lot of schools and teachers strive for competition between students for better academic statistics. And peer pressure is not something we can completely eliminate, but it could be something that in many cases we can prevent. Some solutions would be advocating more to no underage drinking and stopping the use of marijuana. And stop creating such a competitive environment and respecting students' desires to be able to strive towards their goals independently. And students need to do their part in connecting with and associating with the right people. Now in conclusion, as stated, there is a different side of the situation to where a selected few think that peer pressure comes with a lot of benefits. As a whole, and as a community, peer pressure within the peers of high school students lead to a decrease in academic achievement. That's my for today. Thank you.
All right, 2 questions for you. First up, what information did you need before you began your research, and how did that kind of shape your research as you worked your way through it all?
Before I did my research, I needed to know what perspectives I wanted to base my research on and what information I wanted to gather. Like, I chose to research about the point of views of students and teachers and even athletes.
And if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct on this topic?
If I had additional time, I would have researched more on how parents see the situation and how they see their kids being affected by the people around them.